Hello grade 11 students. Today I am here to teach you chapter 20 in your textbook that's called Inequalities. In grade 10 we started inequalities and we'll do further. Now can you remember what are the signs we use in inequalities? We used this symbol. What you call that? Greater than. Other way around? Less than. What about this one with a line? We call greater than or equal to. And this way we call less than or equal. So always remember the crocodile mouth. The open side of the crocodile mouth, this side is bigger than the other side. So if you take in this symbol, that means this side is bigger than this side. So if you take other way around, which side is bigger? Open side of the crocodile mouth is bigger than the other side. So remember that when you are solving expressions with inequalities. Now we'll take this one. Write down the following expressions in inequality sign. Read this: x greater than 9. So how can we write down? X, we write x greater than. Greater means open side of the crocodile mouth, greater than 9. Greater than or equal to 9. So that means 9 also inclusive. X greater than or equal to 9. The other one, x smaller than 3 or less than 3. X less than 3. X smaller than or equal to 3. X smaller or less. Okay, another term you can use, less. Here also you can use less. X is less than or equal to 3. This one, try x greater than 0. X greater than 0. And the other one, x less than 0. X less than 0. So this is how we can write down inequalities. Look at this one. Write down the integer belongs to following inequalities. X greater than 2. We'll take the number line. When you take number line, we put 0 in the middle and towards left side, -1, -2, -3. What about the right hand side? 1, 2, 3, like that. X greater than 2, 2 is not included. So we put an open circle and then towards right side. Greater means this side. So I can draw a line this way. But they ask only the integer belongs to x greater than 2. Now here if you take 3, that's an integer. But here x 2.2, 2.3, 2.4 all included in x greater than 2. How can we write down the integers? Here integer belongs to following inequalities. Just 1. You are asked to write down just 1. So what's the number? X greater than 2. I can write 3. This one, x less than -2. If you take the number line, minus 2. Minus 2 is not included, so you can draw an open circle there. Less than. Less than means this side. Tell me, one integer number belongs to x less than minus 2. I can take minus 3. This one, x greater than or equal to 1. If when you draw the number line, one here, equal sign is also there. So that means we draw a solid circle. 1 is also included. Greater than 1. Greater than 1 means right hand side. So either you can write 1 or 2. Integers belongs to x greater than or equal to 1. I can write 1. So if I ask several integers, then you can take curly brackets and write down the numbers. Here I can take 3, 4, 5 and it's keep on going. So you can put 3 dots. What about this one? If you are asked to write down several integers belongs to x less than minus 2, I can write minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 like that. This one I can write 1, 2, 3, all the integers belongs to x greater than or equal to 1. Take this example, solve 3x minus 2 equals 4. Show the solutions on a number line. First you need to solve and find out what is x, and then we'll show that number on the number line. So we'll take 3x minus 2 equals 4. Then 3x equals, take minus 2 to the other side, 4 plus 2 becomes 6. Divide this by 3, 6 divided by 3, you get 2. X equals 2, just one number. How can we represent on the number line? We'll first mark 0, 1, 2, 3 like this. And then equals, this is equals to 2 means just number 2 only. So we can just mark the solution there, x equals 2. Now take this one, you are getting an inequality. So what's the inequality you are getting? 4x minus 1 greater than or equal to 7. So 4x is greater than or equal to 7 plus 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. Then divide this by 4. X is greater than or equal to 2. So show that on the numbers line. So we draw the number line and mark 0, 1, 2. Positive numbers towards right side, negative numbers towards left side. X greater than or equal to 2. So what you do? You mark a solid circle because 2 is included. So you draw a solid circle like this and greater. Greater means towards right hand side. So you can draw the line along the line or something like this, or you can write on top with an arrow like this. So that represent x greater than or equal to 2. Take this one, x less than 0. We have to draw the number line. So when you draw the number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 like this, less than 0. 0 is not included, so we draw an open circle, and less than is towards left side. Towards left side this way. We can draw an arrow like this. basically what is x less than 0? All negative integers. So you can write basically without giving x less than 0, z minus sign, all negative integers, or we can write z minus. Can you remember? First lesson, real numbers. So this is z means integers but negative integers. So only negative integers are there. Now we'll try to revise laws of inequalities. Take this example, 7 greater than 3. Is it true? 7 is greater than 3. So we'll take that inequality. I want to add 2 to both sides. 7 plus 2, 3 plus 2. What happens? 7 plus 2, 9. 3 plus 2, 5. Which one is bigger? 9 is bigger than this. So here, when you add plus 2, nothing happens to the inequality. So it's true. Now take this one. Add 3 to both sides. I'm adding 3 to both sides. 4 plus 3, 7. 10 plus 3, 13. Now tell me whether this is true. Which one is bigger? 13 is bigger than 7. So this is true. Now look at another example. I want to subtract 2 from both sides. I'm subtracting 2. 5 minus 2. What's the answer? 9 minus 2 becomes 7. 5 minus 2 is 3. Is this true? 7 and 3. Which one is bigger? 7 is greater than 3. So it's true again. Again, subtract 3 from this. I'm subtracting 3 from this side, 3 from this side. Now check what happens to the inequality. 6 minus 3 is 3. 12 minus 3, you get 9. So which one is bigger? 9 is greater than 3. So this is also true. So what can we say about these examples? When you add or subtract a number, the inequality doesn't change. So that's an important law in inequality. So you can write down when you add or subtract any number, the inequality sign does not change. So that's the first law of inequality. Now we'll take another one. I want to multiply this by 2. Multiply both sides by 2. 7 times 2, 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 7 times 2, 14. Which one is bigger, 14 or 10? 14 is bigger. 14 is bigger. So we put 14 greater than 10. So what happens to the inequality? Nothing happens. So this is true. Look at this one, and I want to multiply this by 3. 9 times 3, 14 times 3. 9 times 3, you get 27. What about 14 times 3? 3 times 4, 12, 1 remaining, 3 times 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 5. 52 is bigger than 27. So this is true again. Take the number 14 and 10. We'll multiply this by another number. I'll multiply this by 5. 14 times 5 and 10 times 5. So 10 times 5, 50. This one, you get 70. 14 times 5. Which one is bigger? 70 is bigger than 50. So we put this way. So what happens to the sign? Nothing happens. Again, we'll take negative numbers. Negative 2 is greater than negative 5. Now I want to multiply this by 2. Minus 2 times 2, minus 5 times 2. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4. Minus 5 times 2 is minus 10. Which one is bigger? We know that minus 4 is bigger than this one. So here nothing happens to the sign. So this is true again. So what can you say about these examples? When you multiply by a positive number, the inequality sign does not change. So we'll write down, that's the another important rule. I'll take this color. When you multiply by a positive number, the sign of the inequality does not change. Now we'll take another one. Another examples. I want to divide now. Divide by 2 both sides. 10 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2. 5 and 4. We know 5 is greater than 4. So nothing happens. Take this one. I want to divide by 4. 8 divided by 4, 16 divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2, 16 divided by 4 is 4. So which one is bigger? 4 is bigger than 2. So this is also true. Nothing happens to the inequality sign. I want to divide this by 5. 10 divided by 5. 5 divided by 5. This is 1. 10 divided by 5, you get 2. 2 greater than 1. It's true. So nothing happens to the inequality sign. I'll divide this by 4 again. 8 divided by 4, 12 divided by 4. You get 3 and 2. So 3 is bigger than 2. So nothing happens to the inequality. So what can you say about these examples? When you multiply by a positive integer, inequality sign does not change. Now we did addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Nothing happens, but we tried only for positive integers. Now we'll do negative integers and see. Take these examples. I want to divide this by negative 3. 9 divide by negative 3. 6 divide by negative 3. 9 divided by negative 3, you get negative 3. This one, you get negative 2. Which one is greater? We know minus 2 is greater than this. What happens to the sign now? Here, can you see? The sign changes. We'll take this example and divide this by minus 3. 12 divided by minus 3. 15 minus 3. So you get minus 4 and minus 5. Which one is bigger? Minus 4 is bigger than this. So what happens to the sign? Sign changes. So I change the sign, then it's true. So this is true when I change the sign. This is also true when I change the sign of the inequality. Take this example. I want to divide this by minus 1. Minus 3 divided by minus 1. Minus 2 divided by minus. We'll take multiplication. We'll take this example and we'll now multiply this by negative number, negative 2. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 2. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 2. Negative times negative, positive. 3 times 2, 6. 2 times 2, 4. What happens? Which one is bigger? 6 is bigger than this. Look at the sign. Sign changes, but when I change the sign, this one is true. Take this example and multiply by minus 3. Multiply by minus 3. Minus 4 times minus 3. Minus 5 times minus 3. 4 times 3, 12. Minus minus, positive. Minus times minus, positive. 5 times 3, 15. So which one is bigger? We know 15 is bigger than 12. So sign changes. But after I change the sign, this is true. So what can you say about these examples? When you multiply or divide by a negative integer, the sign changes. The inequality sign changes. So we'll write down that important law. When you multiply or divide by negative number, any number, positive, real number, any negative number, the sign does change. So what you can say? When you add, divide, subtract, multiply an inequality with a positive number, the sign does not change. But when it comes to negative number, when you are multiplying or divide by a negative number, make sure that you change the sign of the inequality. Now we'll try to do several examples and see. Look at the first one, minus 3x plus 1 less than or equal to minus 8. So I'll first take plus 1 to the other side. So that means subtract 1 from both sides. Plus 1 minus 1. minus 8, minus 1. What's the answer? Minus 3x, 1 and 1 get cancelled out. Minus 8 and minus 1, minus 9. Now we have to divide this by minus 3. So what happens when you are dividing by minus 3? Minus 3 get cancelled out. Minus 9 divided by minus 3. Now what you have to do, you have to change the inequality sign. Less than or equal becomes greater than or equal. Now you get x here greater than or equal to 9 divided by 3. That's positive 3. Minus minus becomes positive. So when you are drawing the number line, how can we draw it? 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. This side negative. This is included 3, so you have to draw a solid circle and towards right hand side. So you can draw an arrow to the right. Take the other example. 5x plus 7 is less than or equal to 3x plus 1. What's the first step? I can take plus 7 to the other side. So I am subtracting 7 from both sides. Then what happens? 7 get cancelled out. 5x less than or equal to 3x. 11 minus 7 becomes plus 4. Now we need to take all x terms to one side. When you take 3x to this side, that becomes you are subtracting 3x from both sides. What happens? 5x minus 3x, that's 2x. Then 3x get cancelled out, you are getting 4. So the sign does not change. Now divide this by 2. Positive number, still the sign remains the same. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So when you draw the number line, we can say this is equal to 2. So we can draw a solid circle and towards left hand side. This is less than. So this way. Take this example. 3x plus 14 greater than or equal to 5x plus 8. Now, without writing all these steps, I can do this way. So, now we have to take all x terms to one side. Which way is easy? Look at the x terms. Which one is smaller? Smaller one, take it to the bigger side. I'm taking 3x to this side. So, what happens? When I take 3x to this side, this becomes minus 3x. Now take 14 and 8. Which one is smaller? And we took all x terms to this side. That means we have to take 8 to this side. So I can straight away write down without writing in 2 steps. I can write down 14 minus 8. 14 minus 8 is 6. 5x minus 3x is 2x. Now divide both sides by 2. So when I divide both sides by 2, what happens? Nothing happens to the sign. 6 divided by 2 is 3 and you get x. So when you get an inequality like this, always we start with the unknown letter. X less than or equal to 3. Now draw the number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2. This is equal also, so we draw a solid circle for 3 and then which side is suitable? We read this way. Always start with the unknown letter. X less than or equal to 3. That means left hand side. So any number belongs to less than side. Show these inequalities on a number line. How can we read something like this? When you take this side, this means x greater than or equal to minus 2. When you take other way around, that's x less than 2. So there are two values. So when you draw the number line, first mark the 2 points. What are the numbers given? Minus 2, that's equal. So equal means we draw a solid circle. 2 not included, we draw an open circle. So something like this, x greater than or equal to minus 2 this way and x less than 2. So we can take in between values. So when you get something like this, we say x is in between minus 2 and 2, in between with this sign. Now let's take this one. Two inequalities given separately. What it means, x less than or equal to minus 2 or x greater than 1. So when you draw this on number line, what can you say? This is less than or equal to minus 2. So we draw a solid circle, and x greater than 1 means open circle for 1. Now which side satisfy? X less than minus 2 means left side. X greater than 1 means right hand side. So any number this way or this way. Here no intersecting point, that's how we write down the inequality. When there are no intersecting points, we say either x is less than minus 2 or x greater than 1. Look at this one. Try to draw on the number line. When you draw the number line, this is 0, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2. X less than 0, we draw an open circle and towards, I'll take a different color, towards this side. X greater than 0, x is not included, and this is right hand side. Only x is 0 is not included. All the other numbers satisfy. So what are those? Those are integers. Integers, either negative or positive integers. So we can write, without writing this, negative or positive integers. What's the symbol we use for negative integers? Z minus positive integers, Z plus. Now you have given the number line. Write down the inequality by looking at the number line. So the arrow is given. Here can you see two numbers given, minus 1 and 2. So this is in between value. So x is in between these two numbers, and this is not included. So we use this symbol. This is included. We use equal sign as well. So x is in between minus 1 and 2 is inclusive. This one, both included, minus 4 and minus 1. So what is the lowest number? Always we write down the lowest number on the left hand side, highest value on the right hand side. X is in between, and we use x is greater than minus 4. That means this way, and equal sign as well. This is also with the equal sign. X is in between minus 4 and minus 1, included minus 4 and minus 1. Look at this one. No intersection. So you have to write down the two inequalities separately. So what is this one? Minus 2 is not included. X is less than minus 2. Or what about this one? 3 is included. X is greater than or equal to 3. Now look at this worded problem. Amal has 510 rupees. He bought 7 mangoes for X rupees each and 4 oranges for 40 rupees each. Construct an inequality and find the maximum price of a mango. So here he got all together 510 rupees, maximum amount that he got. He bought 7 mangoes for X each. So what's the total price for mango? So if I write mango, 1 mango is X rupees and he bought 7 mangoes. When you take oranges, 4 oranges, 1 orange is 40 rupees. So what's the total amount he spent for mangoes? 7 into X, 7X. What's the total amount he spent for oranges? 40 into 4. This is the total amount he spent for both mangoes and oranges. So what's the value? 7x plus 160. But we know he only has 510 rupees. So this total should be less than or equal to 510. So this is the inequality we can find out. Now try to solve the inequality. So take 160 to the other side. 7x plus 160 is less than 510. Take 160 to this side. 7x less than or equal to 510 minus 160. So what's the value? 0. So 350. Divide both sides by 7. You get x value. X can be less than or equal to 50. So x is the price of a mango. So what's the maximum price of a mango? 50 rupees. So therefore, maximum price of a mango is 50 rupees. Review exercise. Solve each of the inequalities given below. So what's the first step in this one? Take minus 2 to the other side. This becomes plus 4. You don't need to write down all the steps. Straight away I can write, take minus 2 to this side becomes plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. Divide both sides by 3. I get x greater than 2. Here, no need to show that this on a number line, but we'll just draw it. X greater than 2, 2 is not included, and you have to draw an arrow to the right. This one, what's the first step? Take 5 to the other side. So I can write straight away 7 minus 5. When you take the numbers to the other side, the sign changes. Not the inequality sign. Only plus 5 becomes minus 5. So x over 2 is less than or equal to 7 minus 5 is 2. Multiply both sides by 2. So when you do that, you get x is less than or equal to 4. So we'll try to draw a number line. What's the number? Less than or equal to 4. We draw a solid circle and towards left hand side. We draw the arrow towards left hand side. Next one. 5 minus 2x is greater than 11. What's the first step? I can take 5 to the other side. Keep minus 2x and I'm taking 5 to the other side. 11 minus 5. 11 minus 5 is 6. Now what happens? You need to get rid of this minus 2. I'm dividing this by minus 2. Then what happens to the sign? Sign changes to this one. So minus 2 get cancelled out. You get x less than minus 3. 6 divided by minus 2, you get minus 3. So when you draw the number line, x less than minus 3 means 3 not included. We draw an open circle and towards left hand side, all numbers satisfy. This one, what's the first step we can do? I can take 3 to the other side. So x over minus 2 is less than or equal to 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3, 2. What's the next step? I need to get rid of this minus 2. Multiply both sides by minus 2. What happens to the sign? Sign changes. So this minus 2 get cancelled out. You get x is greater than or equal to 2 into minus 2. You get minus 4. So when you draw the number line, greater than or equal to minus 4, this is a solid circle because it's equal as well. Which side is greater? Towards right hand side. So this side, all numbers satisfy for this inequality. Take this one. What's the first step you can do? Take 4 to the other side. 5x over 6. I'm taking 4 to the other side. That becomes minus 4. 14 minus 4 is 10. Then I can multiply both sides by 6. Nothing happens to the sign. I get 5x is greater than or equal to 60. Now I can divide both sides by 5. X is greater than or equal to 12. So if you draw the number line, I'll draw close numbers. This is 11, 10, something like that. Then this is inclusive, means you draw a solid circle, and greater means towards right hand side. This one, what's the first step I can do? First step, take 3 to the other side. That means subtract 3. 9 minus 3 becomes 6. Then I want to divide this by minus 2 to get x. So take this, divide by minus 2. 6 divided by minus 2. what happens to the sign? Sign changes. So I can write this way. So you get x is less than or equal to minus 3. So when you draw the number line, this is equal sign. So solid circle you have to draw on minus 3, and x less than or equal means towards left hand side. Example number 1. Solve the inequality and represent the solutions on a number line. Take the inequality. 3x minus 2 is greater than 2x plus 1. What's the first step? I need to take all x terms to one side. I'm taking, which one is less? 2 is less, so I'm taking 2x to this side and minus 2 to the other side. So I can write 3x minus 2x. 1 is already there and minus 2 becomes plus 2. 3x minus 2x becomes x. 1 plus 2, you get 3. So x greater than 3. How can we show this on a number line? Draw the number line. And 3 is not included. So we draw an open circle, and x greater. Greater means towards right hand side. So that's the number line. So we'll put another number so that it's clear that 4 is also included on this side. Example number 2. Solve the inequality and represent the solutions of x on a number line. We'll take the inequality. It's given 5x plus 3 less than or equal to 3x plus 1. What's the first step? Take all x terms to one side and numbers to the other side. 5 and 3, 3 is less, so I'm taking this one to this side. 3 I'm taking to the right hand side. I can straight away write 5x minus 3x less than or equal to 1 minus 3. Now subtract these two, 5x and minus 3x, you get 2x. Less than or equal to 1 minus 3, minus 2. Now what's the next step? You have to divide this by 2. 2 get cancelled out, you get x less than or equal to minus 2 divided by 2, you get minus 1. Now represent this on a number line. You mark 0, 1, 2, some numbers you can show on the number line, and then look at this number, minus 1. So that's included. Draw a solid circle on minus 1, and this is x less than or equal to minus 1. That means towards left hand side. So you have to draw an arrow towards left hand side. Example number 3. Solve the inequality 2x minus 5 greater than or equal to 4x minus 4 and represent the solutions of x on a number line. So again, look at x terms, which one is smaller? It's better to take smaller one to the other side. And then that means I'm taking minus 4 to this side. So minus 5 is already there. Minus 4, when you take it to the other side, that becomes plus 4. Greater than or equal to 4x is already there. When you take 2x to this side, this is minus 2x. 4x and minus 2x, you get 2x. Sign is not changing. Minus 5 plus 4, you get minus 1. So you need to divide this by 2. So 2 get cancelled out, you get x less than or equal to minus half. So how can we represent on a number line? Draw the number line and mark 0, several numbers to right side and several numbers to left hand side. Then minus half. Minus half is in between 0 and minus 1. So here minus half is there. So that's included. So we need to draw a solid circle there on top of minus half, and you read this way: x less than or equal to minus half. That means any value to the left. Exercise 20.1. Solve each of the inequalities given below. Represent the integral solutions of each inequality on a number line. 3x minus 4 greater than 2x. Now try this one. Take 2x to this side and minus 4 to the other side. I can write 3x minus 2x greater than minus 4. When you take it to the other side, that becomes plus 4. 3x minus 2x, x greater than 4. So represent the integral solutions of each inequality on a number line. So they are asked to draw a number line. So we can mark 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another number here. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. This is greater than 4. 4 is not included. So open circle, and we read this way starting from x. X greater than 4. That means towards right hand side. Next one. 6x plus 5 greater than or equal to 5x. Which x is smaller, 6 or 5? 5. So we'll take 5x to this side and 5 to the other side. 6x minus 5x is greater than or equal to minus 5. When you take 5 to the other side, that becomes minus value. 6x minus 5x is 1x. 6x minus 5x is 1x. So we can write just x. Now draw the number line. I need up to minus 5. Now I'll put another number, minus 6, 1, 2. So minus 5 is included. So we draw a solid circle and then x greater than or equal to minus 5. Greater means towards right hand side. So you draw an arrow to the right. Next part. 2x minus 9 less than or equal to 5x. Which x is smaller? 2x. So we take 2x to this side and we'll keep minus 9 as it is. Minus 9 is less than or equal to 5x minus 2x. Here inequality sign is not changing. 5x minus 2x, you get 3x greater than or equal to minus 9. Now divide both sides by 3. You get minus 3 is less than or equal to x, or we refer always from x, unknown letter. X is greater than or equal to minus 3. So just put several numbers close to minus 3. And minus 3 is included. So we draw a solid circle and then x greater than or equal to minus 3 means towards right hand side. Take this one. 8 minus 3x greater than x. When you take minus 3 and 1x, it's better. Now 8 is here, So I'll take minus 3x to the other side. 8 remains the same. X plus 3x. X plus 3x is 4x, and here 8. Divide both sides by 4. You get x less than 2. X less than 2. How can we draw on a number line? Mark several numbers, and 2 is not included. So draw an open circle. X less than 2. That means towards left hand side. This question, 5 minus 2x less than or equal to 3x. So we can take minus 2x to the other side. So I can write 5 as it is, less than or equal to 3x plus 2x. 3x and 2x becomes 5x. Divide by 5. You get x is greater than or equal to 1. When you draw the number line, x is greater than or equal to 1. 1 is included. So draw a solid circle, and x greater than 1 means towards right hand side. F, (12 minus x greater than 3x). I can take minus x to the other side. 12 greater 3x plus x. 3x and x becomes 4x, and less than 12. I can divide both sides by 4. X is less than, here don't change the sign because I divided by a positive number. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So how you read this? X less than 3. Draw the number line. Three is not included, so we draw the open circle for 3, and x less than 3 means towards left hand side. Question number 2. Solve each of the inequalities given below, and for each inequality represent all the solutions on a number line. So same as before. Solve and draw the number line. First step, take x terms to one side, numbers to the other side. I am taking 1 is lower than 2, so I am taking 1x to this side and minus 4 to this side. So 2x minus x, 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4 is 7. 2x minus 1x is x. So when you draw the number line, I'll draw closer numbers to 7. Then 7 is not included, so open circle, x greater than 7, the arrow towards right hand side. Part B, I can take x to this side, 5 to the other side. 3x minus x is less than 1 minus 5. 3x minus x is 2x. 1 minus 5, you get minus 4. Now divide this by 2. 2 get cancelled out. X is less than, this is 2, minus 4 divided by 2, that's minus 2. So draw the number line. I can draw closer numbers like this. Then minus 2 is not included, so open circle for minus 2. X less than minus 2 means arrow towards to the left hand side. This one, what's the first step? I can take minus 2x to this side and 8 to the other side. 3x minus 2x becomes plus 2x, and 3 is already there. 8 becomes minus 8. 3x and 2x becomes 5x. 3 minus 8 is minus 5. Divide both sides by 5. You get x greater than or equal to minus 1 when you draw the number line. Minus 1 is included. So we draw a solid circle on top of minus 1 and x greater than or equal to minus 1. That means towards right hand side. This one, what's the first step? I can take x to this side and 7 to the other side. So what happens? 5x minus x is greater than or equal to minus 5 is already there. 7 I'm taking to the other side. That becomes minus 7. 5x minus x becomes 4x. Minus 5 minus 7 minus 12. Now divide both sides by 4. You get x is greater than or equal to minus 12 divided by 4 minus 3. When you draw the number line, minus 3 is included. So we can draw a solid circle, x greater than or equal to minus 3, arrow towards right hand side. Next part, what's the first step? Whether take 5x to this side or 3x to the other side. Lower number, take it to the other side. I'm taking 3x to this side and 2 to this side. Minus 8 is already there. Plus 2 becomes minus 2 when you take it to the other side. 5x is already there. 3x becomes minus 3x. 5x minus 3x is 2x. Minus 8 minus 2, minus 10. Now divide both sides by 2. You get minus 5 less than or equal to x. So when you read that, that's x greater than or equal to minus 5. So draw the number line. Close to, I'm taking closer values to minus 5. Then mark minus 5 with a solid circle because that's also included. So how you read this? X greater than or equal to minus 5. That means towards right hand side. Next one, 2x plus 3 greater than or equal to 5x minus 5x minus 6. Which one we need to take? 2x because that's lower than 5x. So I'm taking 2x to this side and minus 6 to this side. So 3 is already there. When I take minus 6 to this side, that becomes plus 6. When I take minus 6 to this side, that becomes plus 6. And this one greater than or equal to 5x is already there. You get minus 2x. 6 plus 3, 9. 5x minus 2x is 3x. Divide both sides by 3. You get 3 greater than or equal to x. When you read this way, we say x less than or equal to 3. So mark several numbers close to 3. X less than or equal to 3. That means mark a solid circle and draw the arrow towards left hand side. Now take the next example. Which side we have to take? x is small. I'll take x to this side. So 1 to the other side. All x terms to one side and numbers to the other side. Minus 9 is already there. When I take plus 1, that becomes minus 1. 6x is already there. When I take x to this side, that becomes minus x. 6x minus x is 5x. Minus 9 minus 1 minus 10. Divide both sides by 5. I get x less than minus 2. Draw the number line. I can just mark several numbers close to minus 2. This is not included. Open circle for minus 2. X less than minus 2, that means towards left hand side. This one, which one I can take? I'll take 5x to this side, 4 to this one. 5x to this side and 4 to this side. Minus 12 is already there. So take 4 to the other side, minus 4. Less than or equal to 9x minus 5x. Minus 12 minus 4 minus 16. 9 minus 5, you get 4x. Divide both sides by 4. You get minus 4 is less than or equal to x. When you read other way around, x greater than or equal to minus 4, draw the number line. I need minus 4 and closer values to that. This is included. So draw a solid circle and x greater than or equal to minus 4. That means towards right hand side. What about this one? Now slightly different. So 2 is there in one side. So we have to first get rid of that 2. So I'm multiplying both sides by 2. So I get 3x plus 2 multiplied by 2. X plus 3 multiplied by 2. 2 get cancelled out. You get 3x plus 2 greater than, make sure that you multiply both the numbers, 2x plus 6. Now I can take 2x to this side, 2 to the other side. 3x minus 2x and 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2, 4. 3x minus 2x is x. So x greater than 4 means draw the number line. 4 is not included, so draw an open circle, and x greater than 4 means towards right hand side. This one, what's the first step? Minus 2 is there in the denominator, so I need to get rid of this minus 2. I am multiplying both sides by minus 2. What happens to the sign? Sign changes, so I have to change the sign. Minus 2 get cancelled out. I'm getting minus 4x plus 10. Minus 2 times minus 5 plus 10. Greater than or equal to 3x minus 4. Now, I can take minus 4 to the other side and minus 4 this side, minus 4 to this side. 10 is already there. Minus 4 becomes plus 4 here. 3x is already there. Minus 4x becomes plus 4x. So you get 14 and 7x. So what's the next step? I can divide both sides by 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2, greater than or equal to x. Draw the number line now. Draw the number line, 0, 1, 2, 3 and I'll put several numbers. We read this way, x less than or equal to 2, 2 is included. So draw the solid circle and less than or equal to 2 means towards left hand side. Now we'll look at more problems, more worded problems to solve using inequalities. First example, 8 tea packets of the same mass and 3 1 kilo packets of sugar are in a shopping bag. The maximum mass the bag can hold is 5 kilos. Taking the mass of 1 tea packet as x grams, 1 packet as x grams for tea, write an inequality in terms of x. Solve the inequality and find the maximum mass that a tea packet could be. So 8 tea packets are there. So we'll take tea packets. 1 packet is x grams. And how many tea packets? 8 tea packets of the same mass and 3 1 kilo packet of sugar. So when you take sugar, 1 kilo. Now, can you write this one in kilos and the other one is in grams? You can't. So you have to convert to the same unit. So I'll write 1 kilo means 1000 grams of sugar, 1 kilo packets. So 3 kilos are there. And the maximum mass of the bag can hold 5 kilos. Again, 5 kilos means how many grams? You have to multiply by 1000. So 5000. Maximum is 5000 grams. So we'll write an inequality. The total mass means 8 times x. That's the mass of tea bags. And what's the mass of sugar? 1000 into 3. And this should be, the total mass should be less than or equal to 5000 because it says maximum mass the bag can hold is 5 kilos. Now, we can write down 8x plus 3000 is less than or equal to 5000. That's the first part and we'll try to solve this. Take 3000 to the other side. What happens? 8x less than or equal to 5000 minus 3000. 5000 minus 3000 becomes 2000. Divide both sides by 8. You get x less than or equal to 250. X means the mass of a tea bag. So what's the maximum mass that a tea packet could be? 250 grams. So the maximum mass is 250 grams. Example number 2. Sarath bought 5 exercise books and 3 pens while Kamani bought 3 exercise books and 11 pens. The amount spent by Sarath was greater than or equal to the amount spent by Kamani. Moreover, the price of a pen was 10 rupees. Taking the price of an exercise book as x rupees, write down an inequality in terms of x. By solving the inequality, find the minimum price of an exercise book. So we'll write down books and pens. 5 exercise books and 3 pens for Sarath. And Kamani bought 3 exercise books and 11 pence. The amount spent by Sarath was greater than or equal to the amount spent by Kamani. So here it says price of a pen is 10 rupees. This is 10 rupees. And the price of an exercise book is X rupees. So how can we write down the total amount they spent? Or we'll first find Sarath's amounts spent by Sarath. So what is amount spent by Sarath? 5 exercise books, each X rupees. So 5x plus 3 pens, each 10 rupees. So 3 times 10, that's 30. That's the amount spent by Sarath. I'll write amount spent by Sarath. Then what about amount spent by Kamani? Amount spent by Kamani. What's the amount? 3 books, each X rupees. 3x. 11 pens, each 10 rupees. 11 times 10, that's 110. Now we know the amount spent by Sarath was greater than or equal to the amount spent by Kamani. So we'll take, this is the amount spent by Sarath. 5x plus 30 is greater than or equal to the amount spent by Kamani. That's the inequality. Now try to solve this. So what's the first step? I can take 3x to this side and 30 to the other side. So 5x minus 3x greater than or equal to 110 minus 30. So 5x minus 3x becomes 2x. 110 minus 30, you get 80. So divide both sides by 2. X is greater than or equal to 40. So x means the price of a book. So what's the maximum price of a book? This should be not the maximum. This is x greater than or equal to 40 means what's the minimum price of an exercise book? That's 40 rupees. So we can write minimum price of a book is 40 rupees. Exercise 20.2. First question. 5 bags of cement of mass 50 kilos each and 30 wires of equal mass have been loaded into a small tractor. The maximum mass the tractor can carry is 700 kilos. Taking the mass of a wire as x, construct an inequality using the given information. Find the maximum mass of a wire. So this is cement and wire. 5 bags of cement of mass 50 kilos each 50 kilos, and 30 wires of equal mass have been loaded into a small tractor, and the total mass is 700 kilos. Now all in kilos, so you can use 700. So this is mass of wire means 1 wire means x. Now what's the total mass of cement and wires? 5 into 50 plus 30 into x, 30x. That's the total. That the total mass should be less than or equal to 700 because it says the maximum mass of tractor can carry is 700 kilos. Now solve. 5 times 5 is 25. 250 plus 30x is less than or equal to 700. Now take 250 to the other side. 30x is less than or equal to 700 minus 250. When you subtract, you get 450. So 30x is less than or equal to 450. Divide this by 30. You get x less than or equal to 15. 45 divided by 3. That's 15. So what it says? What's the maximum mass of a wire? This should be 15 kilos. So we can write down maximum mass of a wire is equal to 15 kilos. Question number 2. There are 12 small packets of biscuits and 5 200-gram packets of biscuits in box A. Here, when you take box A, we'll write down 12 small packets. 12 small packets and 5 200-gram packets. So 200-gram packets, 5 in box A. While in box B, there are 4 small packets of biscuits and 9 200-gram packets of biscuits. The mass of the biscuits in box A is less than or equal to the mass of the biscuits in box B. Taking the mass of a small packet of biscuit as x. Write an inequality in terms of x using the given information. Find the maximum mass of a small packet of biscuits. So we'll first find the mass of biscuits in box A. Mass of box A. What's the mass? 12 packets. Each packet is x grams. So 12x plus. So 5 200 grams. So what's the total? 5 times 200, that's 1000 grams. Then what about mass of box B? 4 packets, 4 small packets, each x, 4x plus 9 packets of 200 grams. 9 into 200, 1800. Now what it says, the mass of biscuits in box A, this amount is less than or equal to this amount. So we can construct an inequality. 12x plus 1000 is less than or equal to 4x plus 1800. Now we can take 4x to this side and 1000 to the other side. So 12x minus 4x is less than or equal to 1800 minus 1000. 12 minus 4, you get 8x. 1800 minus 1000, you get 800. Divide by 8, x is less than or equal to 100. What it means? The maximum mass of small packet is 100 grams because all these in grams. So we can write down maximum mass of a small packet is equal to 100 grams. Question number 3. There are trained and untrained employees in a workplace. the daily wage of a trained employee is 1,200 rupees. The amount spent on the daily wages of 5 trained employees and 7 untrained employees is greater than or equal to the amount spent on the daily wages of 7 trained employees and 4 untrained employees. Taking the daily wage of an untrained employee to be X, construct an inequality using the information given above. Solve the inequality and find the minimum daily wage of an untrained employee. So here there are 2 types, trained and untrained. The daily wage of a trained employee is 1,200 rupees. The amount spent on daily wage of 5 trained employees are there and 7 untrained employees is greater than or equal to the amount spent on the daily wages of 7 trained employees and 4 untrained employees. So here they are asking to take the daily wage of untrained employee as X. So this is X. Now we'll try to find out the amount for this day. For this one, what's the total amount spent? 5 into 1,200 because 5 trained employees are there and 7 untrained employees. That's 7x. That's the amount on this amount, the daily wage for this day. Then it says that amount is greater than or equal to the other amount. So what about the other amount? So this is greater than or equal to the other amount. Other amount, 7 trained ones. So 7 into 1,200. So 1,200 into 7 plus 4 untrained employees, 4 times X. That's the inequality and we'll try to solve this. So 5 times this, you get 6,000 plus 7x is greater than or equal to 8,400 plus 4x. Now take 4x to this side and 6,000 to the other side. You get 7x minus 4x is greater than or equal to 8,400 minus 6,000. You get 2,400 there. 7 minus 4, you get 3x. Divide both sides by 3. X is greater than or equal to 800. So what it means? The minimum daily wage of an untrained employee should be 800 rupees. So here this is X greater than or equal to 800 means the minimum daily wage of an untrained employee is 800 rupees. Question number 4. 5 packets of tea of equal mass and 3 kilograms of sugar are packed in a polythene bag. The mass that the polythene bag is greater than or equal to the mass of 20 packets of tea. Using this information, construct an inequality and find the mass of a tea packet that the bag can hold. Okay, so there are tea packets and sugar. 5 packets of tea of equal mass and 3 kilos of sugar. So this is in kilos. We'll convert to grams. 3 kilos means 3,000 grams in a polythene bag. The mass that the polythene bag is greater. The mass of the polythene bag is greater than or equal to the mass of 20 packets of tea. Using this information, construct an inequality and find mass of tea packet that the bag can hold. Now here it says the mass that the polythene bag is greater than or equal to the mass of 25 packets of tea. We'll have to take the mass of one tea bag is X. Then in the first polythene bag, what's the total mass? Total mass is 5X. 5 tea packets, each one X grams, plus 3000, that's sugar, mass of sugar. That total is greater than or equal to the mass of 20 packets of tea. One packet is X grams, then 20 packets, 25X. So that's the inequality you are getting. Now how can we solve? We can take 5x to this side. 25x minus 5x is greater than or equal to 3000. 25 minus 5 becomes 20x is greater than or equal to 3000. Divide by 20. You get x less than or equal to 150. So what it means? X less than or equal to 150. So what's the maximum mass of a tea packet? Because this is less than or equal to 150. So we can write down maximum mass of a tea packet is 150 grams because we took everything in grams. Question number 5. Square tiles of two sizes are used to tile two rooms. The area of the larger tile is 900 square centimeters. To tile room A, 100 small tiles and 10 large tiles are needed, while to tile room B, 20 small tiles and 30 large tiles are needed. If the area of the floor of room B is greater than or equal to the area of the floor of room A, using an inequality, find the maximum length that a side of the smaller tile could be. So there are two rooms. We'll take room A and room B, and there are two types of tiles. Larger tile and small tiles. We'll take small and large. So it says the area of the large tile is 900 square centimeters. So this is 900 square centimeters. To tile room A, 100 small tiles and 10 large tiles are needed. While to tile room B, 20 small tiles and 30 large tiles are needed. If the area of the floor of room B is greater than or equal to the area of the floor of room A, using an inequality, find the maximum length that a side of the smaller tile could be. We'll take the area of the smaller tile is x. X is the area. Then later we have to find out the length of one side. Area is x. Then what's the area for room A? Area for room A is equal to 100 into x. 100 small tiles. So 100 into x plus 900 is one large tile, so you got 10. So 10 times 900. You get 100x plus 9,000. What about area of room B? 20 small tiles, the area is 20x plus 30 times 900. So what's the area now? 20x plus 27,000. Then it says the area of the floor of room B. This area is bigger than, so 20x plus 27,000 is greater or equal to the area of room A, 100x plus 9,000. Now, we can take 20x to this side and 9,000 to this side. So 100 minus 20x, you get 80x. 27,000 minus 9,000. So what's this side? You get 18,000 is greater than or equal to 80x. Divide by 80. You get x is less than or equal to. Divide by 8. 8 times 2, 16. So 2 remaining. For 20, 8 times 2, 16. 4 remaining, and this is 5. So x is less than or equal to 225. This is about area. So they ask what's the length. So if this is a square with each side y, what's the area? Y squared. So y squared should be this amount. Now what's the, if you take the area, what's the minimum? X less than or equal to. What's the maximum area of a small tile? So maximum area of a small tile is 225 square centimeters. But we know area is length into width of a square. So same length and width. So y squared is 225. What is y? Square root of 225. What's the square root of 225? 15 times 15. So y is 15 centimeters because this is about a length. So what's the maximum length that a side of a smaller tile could be? 15 centimeters. Question number 6. A large bucket of capacity 5 liters and a small bucket are used to fill a tank with water. The tank can be filled completely by using the large bucket 12 times and the small bucket 4 times. Assuming that both buckets are filled to the brim when the tank was filled using the large bucket 9 times and the small bucket 9 times. The tank did not overflow. Using an inequality, find the maximum capacity of the small bucket. So there are 2 types of buckets, large one and a small one. A large bucket of capacity 5 liters. So this is 5 liters and a small bucket are used to fill a tank. So we'll take small bucket capacity is x liters And it says the tank can be filled completely by using the large bucket 12 times and the small bucket 4 times. When the tank was filled using the large bucket 9 times and the small bucket 9 times, the tank did not overflow. Using an inequality, find the maximum capacity. So what's the amount of water if you take 12 and 4? 12 large ones and 4 small ones. So we can write an inequality. 12 times 5 plus 4 times x is this one. What about when you use 9 buckets, 9 large buckets and 9 small buckets? You get 9 times 5 plus 9 times x. And which one is greater? It says the tank did not overflow. So here, if you fill this way, that's the maximum. But in this case, it's not overflow, means that's less than that. So we can write an inequality. This becomes 12 times 5, 60 plus 4x. And this is 45 plus 9x. We can say 60 plus 4x is greater or equal to 45 plus 9x. Then take 4x to this side, you get 9x minus 4x, and 45 to this side, so minus 45, you get 15 is greater than or equal to 5x, so x is greater than or equal to 15 divided by 5, 3. So what it means? The x is less than or equal to 3. That means the maximum capacity of the smaller bucket should be 3 liters. So we can write maximum capacity of the smaller bucket is 3 liters, because we took x in liters. So that's the answer. So we completed all exercise and examples related to inequalities. So you have to remember, in inequalities, when you divide or multiply by a negative number, the sign changes.